Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. In part one of tonight's nightcap, I do a little bit of plasma cutting and I make a screw for a church clock. It's a really old church clock. It's a little BSF screw with a square head on, bit of machine work, a little bit of filing, and I really enjoy doing it. In part two, I make an adapter for a fire extinguisher. It's for a rally car for a plumbed in fire extinguisher system. The lad couldn't find a unit to fit the fire extinguisher. I must admit I couldn't find the one. It's a very strange thread, so I cut a thread and make an adapter for him. I hope you find that interesting. I've got a little job to do here. I'm going to bolt to make the same as that because that one has had the end snapped off. I've been told it's from a church clock, so somebody should be watching over us and hopefully I'll make a decent job of it. It looks like quarter BSF. It'd be BSF or UNF, probably BSF because it's quite old. We check the threads, 26 TPI is quarter BSF and 26 TPI lines up in there, spot on. Now I have got a quarter BSF die nut. I haven't got a die. I've got dozens of 5/16s, but I haven't got a quarter die. I've got a bit of silver steel bar. I'm going to make it out of that because it looks like there's a fair bit of load on there, so I'll use some decent quality material. We'll make it out of that and probably just file the square on the end. A bit smaller than what I'm used to working on, but I'm sure we'll be able to make something for them. I quite often use high-speed steel tooling for small diameter parts. Need slightly more material poking out. This will be quite springy. You use the spring cuts to get down to the finished size. We'll take a very, very light cut and return there. We need 1 mil off that. We'll dial in just under a ½ mil cut. I'm not using the power feed on this because I've got the Imperial change gears in the back of the lathe and they're very noisy on high speed. I've got some work-off threads to cut after this job, so that's the reason I'm feeding in by hand. Fanning his hair off that, the spring cut should do that. I was taking a very, very light cut. And it'll get less and less as you get up towards the metal where it's not out of the chuck quite as far, where it's a little bit more rigid. Spot on. There's a little piece of the machine on the end, I'll just measure that. Spot on. Right, now for the threads. A little bit of weight on the tailstock just to keep the die nice and square. It certainly feels like it's cutting a nice thread. These are meant for cleaning up threads, really not cutting threads, but it's doing alright there. You could run this up under power, I suppose, at slow speed, but it's effortless, the thread is cutting. And all this bit's doing is holding the die nice and square, just to make sure it doesn't go all piss wobbly. Cut a nice thread. Quite happy with that. These are the dies I'm using. They were sent in by a viewer and they've been very useful actually. There's also some Whitworth ones and some UNF ones, but they've been really handy. Draper years ago did make really good quality gear, say made in Japan. I think it's all Chinese now and not so good a quality. I could mount this in a collet block on the mill machine and mill the square on the end, but for just one I'm just going to simply file it. And it will have a handmade look about it. It's exactly what it is. Silver seal's nice to work with. I'm looking at the two sides here. Once they're parallel, I know it's going to be flat. Once we get a square shoulder there, once we've just about got. Nice, we've got it nice and a nice square on the end. Cut it off. Possibly do with a new blade in here. This is where you drop it and it's never to be found again. Not this time though. Now we can use a file to finally trim this up. As I can see straight down on it now, I can see what it wants to make it spot on. Right, I think John's fairly happy with that now. It's got the handmade look about it.